Come on in. I'm gonna get started in a second. Come on in, come on in. I don't like how these trees is fucking swaying like this, like they gonna fall. Hello, hello, come on in. I know usually I have my music playing, but I'm in a car, so I can't really do that. But we about to get started. I had to come on here and get y'all this message real fast. So, not gonna be too long, but we had to tap in real fast. Alright, so, I wasn't going to do a full-on live today anyway because I'm, like, out and about. And I wasn't going to have really the time to pull cards or be in a space to pull cards or nothing like that. So, as I was kind of in a meditation, I was, trying to figure out what Spirit wanted me to communicate. And this may be a little bit of a touchy message, but I have to say it. We got to talk about it, right? Some of you guys may not know that your previous lifestyle or life choices was leading to something devastating. And this is how it was given to me, okay? There were certain decisions that you guys made recently that put you on a different path, that transitioned you to a different space, that basically saved your life in so many words, okay? This could be literally where you were literally headed towards some type of experience of destruction, some type of experience where you wouldn't have made it out of. This could also just be some type of detrimental experience that put a long-lasting damper on your life, okay? And what I mean by that is there could have been something that you guys were headed toward that could have affected you long term. Now, for some of y'all, this is something that has been in your bloodline. So it's not necessarily you directly, but someone or something happened in your bloodline that you may have picked up on, that you may have, of course, been tasked with for your lifetime. For others of you, this is decisions based on your actions, the actions that you have taken, the things that you have done in your own life. Regardless of why it showed up, why it was there, whatever recent decision you made, there was something that you decided to do recently, whether this was remove yourself from somewhere. Some of y'all moved to a different state or city. Some of y'all have removed yourselves from certain friend groups or groups of people, or discontinued some type of lifestyle. Some of you guys have started to be more aware, self-aware, more aware of your environment, more aware of the people that you attract or the people that you have around. For some of y'all, this is family. Some of y'all have moved away from family, discontinued relationships with family. Whatever it was, whatever you've done recently has changed the trajectory of your life in a positive way. And it may not have seemed like it was a big choice, or it may not have seemed like it was something that was that serious, but it was. Okay? Some of y'all were not supposed to be here as long as you have been here. You weren't supposed to survive as long as you have survived. Some of y'all were meant to be taken out a long time ago. And I'm getting whatever these energies are, or whoever these energies were, that was on your path, that was chasing you down, hunting you, in so many words. Their time is up for trying to get you. So whatever decision you made recently, you made it in enough time where these entities, these spirits, these people have lost their opportunity to try to do something to you. Sometimes things don't come in the forms that you think it will, right? Sometimes destruction doesn't come in a form that you would expect it to. Sometimes destruction is beautiful. Sometimes destruction is handsome. Sometimes destruction feels good. Sometimes it looks good. Sometimes it tastes good. Sometimes it, sounds good, right? Destruction doesn't always come in a way that you would think. And I feel for a lot of you guys, whoever was sent, whatever entity occupied the space of confirmation. Whatever entity occupied the space of this person or these people, they weren't who you thought they were. Okay? Thank you. They weren't who you thought they were. Some of you guys were being manipulated by entities who took on the form of a person, right? And usually you're tested with the things that you are attracted to the most. You're tested with the things that you would normally go for. You're tested with the things that, can show up as your vices. Or you're tested with the things that may show up, as an addiction, or in the form of something that you would usually go for, right? And this is kind of how this person showed up, right? Some of you guys had this person come into your life, or it could be more than one person. Depends on your situation. But some of y'all had this person or these people come into your life, and in the beginning, right, first encounter, it seemed like it fit, right? It seemed like it was everything that you were looking for. It seemed like it was everything that you was asking for. It made you feel good. They made you feel wanted or seen or heard or whatever. But eventually something changed. Because energy cannot hide for long, right? Eventually exposure has to happen. And when this person started to be exposed, a lot of you guys didn't see it as clearly as it was being presented to you. So usually it'll make you question yourself. You know what I'm saying? Am I self-sabotaging? Am I just being negative? Am I just, overthinking? Or, am I just making this shit up in my head? And, blah, 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 blah. Not necessarily seeing it for what it is immediately, right? It usually takes some time for you to really fully understand, okay? And I feel like there has been lots, if you look back now, of course, there's been lots of red flags that you can see looking back now, right? But when you're in it, you're not paying attention, in the ways that you should, especially when that thing is appearing to you in the form of something that you like, something that makes you feel good. Excuse me, something that makes you feel good about yourself, something that distracts you from life, something that, you know, appeases to your senses, right? So a lot of y'all you wasn't really paying attention the way that you should. You wasn't really peeping the energy in the ways that you should have. And because of that, a lot of the things that were red flags, you may have treated as you overthinking or looking too hard into it or being negative or whatever, right? I also feel like for some of you guys, and this is what I'm discussing today is super spiritual, so I want you guys to look from a spiritual perspective. Okay? It may not be something that's easily digestible when you're looking at it from a human experience. This is a spiritual thing, right? Some of you guys, your mothers specifically, okay, cast some type of negative, I'm going to call it a spell, over you in your life. But I don't feel like they knew what they was doing, but they knew what they was doing, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think they went into it intentionally thinking, like, this is going to, you know, this is a spell, and I'm casting this spell purposely to mess up this person's life. It was more so, I'm going to speak negatively over this person because of whatever my issues are. Right? So the intention was there, but the intention of spell work wasn't there. Like, they didn't know that it was a spell, but they meant whatever they said, is what I'm saying, if that makes sense, right? And for a lot of you guys, it's your mothers. A lot of y'all have been working against the spells of your mother. And sometimes it's not always what's said. Sometimes it's what's felt. You know, we call it evil eye for a reason, because a person can just look at you and the things that they think in their mind can take root, right? And personify itself and become an actual experience. So for a lot of you guys, you were evil-eyed by your own mothers. And thank you for the gift. The words of a mother, the energy that a mother sends their own child, okay, when it's their own child, that shit is so different. That shit is so different because there's a natural connection spiritually and physically that you have to your mother, whether you're a male or female, doesn't matter, right? Divine feminine, divine masculine, doesn't matter. There's a natural connection that we have spiritually and here in the physical realm to our mothers, specifically our mothers, right? I'm not saying that there's no connection to the father, but it's stronger when it comes to the mother because of the fact that that was your portal here. That was your way of getting here, right? And a lot of our mothers have gone through their own heartaches, their own traumas, their own pains. And they were never taught or shown a way to make it make sense. Number one is to make it make sense. And then number two, to heal from it and to move to a different space, right? So some of you guys may have been born to a mother that didn't want you. Some of you guys may have been born to a mother that was broken by your father, right? Or obsessed with the father and it didn't work out the way that she intended. Some of you guys were the result of, and I'm going to just be candid, of your mother being taken advantage of. Or after you got here, things got harder for your mother and you became the visual personification of how hard it is and how tough it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, every time your mother may have looked at you, you represented how hard her life now is, because she is no longer just responsible for herself, right? So a lot of y'all have been toting around the inner feelings of your mom. Hello to everybody just joining. Again, real quick, this is a gift-based community. So feel free to show your appreciation through gifts. You can recharge your gifts down below, if you choose. But a lot of you guys have been living the heartache, the heartbreak, the traumas of your mom. You've been that physical representation that she don't have what she want, or she's not where she wants to be, or she just simply didn't want you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes parents just don't want us. It's nothing. I'm not going to say it's nothing deeper than that. Thank you so much for the gifts. But sometimes they just don't want you. You know? Or after they have you, they realize that certain things are not what they thought it would be. And now they're in this space of regret, right? And you represent what they regret. They regret being put in this position. And they treat you like that. Or they regret having you with that particular person, you know, your father. And they treat you like that. And this is a heavy wound. But again, whatever decision you made recently has freed you from the spell of this energy. This is a lot of weight to carry. This is a lot of heartache, a lot of trauma, a lot of pain to carry around, especially when it doesn't necessarily belong to you. And a lot of y'all have been carrying around the weight of your mothers, the weight of certain situations and certain experiences that you didn't even have yourself, right? And it may have led some of you guys to make certain decisions that probably weren't the best for you. It led some of you guys to retaliate in ways that you thought were right at the time. To meet people that weren't right for you, to build relationships and connections with people that weren't right for you. Thank you so much for the gifts. Which ultimately puts you in a deeper ditch than you naturally was, just coming into this world, or just having certain experiences and dealing with certain traumas. But this year, because this year is a 9 year, this is a year for a lot of you guys that have a fresh new start at life. And this is literally how Spirit was showing it to me. This is really a rebirth. Like a legit rebirth. This is a complete new fresh start. Not even a do-over, because you don't want to do any of this over. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to repeat any of this energy. So I won't even call it a do-over, because that doesn't even speak to what this is. But this is more so, like I said, a fresh start, a new beginning, in a whole new place, in a whole new energy, with a whole new frequency. From a whole new perspective. I feel like a lot of your perspectives have changed. A lot of your desires out of life have changed. I feel like for a long time, some of you guys were just numb, and you weren't really living. You was just existing. You was just doing what you know that you're supposed to do. I'm supposed to get up. I'm supposed to go to work. I'm supposed to make money so I can pay bills. You know, even if you went out and did shit, it's like you was just going because it was just something to do. Not really because your heart was in anything. Not really because you were passionate about anything. Even down to the relationships that you may have had with people. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't in relationships because you were truly passionate about these people and really, really, you know, saw a future and all of that. Some of y'all was just doing shit because it was just something to do. Not really feeling like you have anything to necessarily live for or strive for or go all in about, or anything that you necessarily feel connected to. So a lot of y'all were just kind of skating through life with this energy of just like, it's like having a routine without having a routine. It's not a purposeful routine. It's not an intentional routine, but there's certain things that you just do every day because you got to do it, or you're supposed to do it, or society says that you got to do it. But I feel like this is the year to live with purpose. And I feel like a lot of you guys have kind of woken up to the fact that you have just been going through each day without any real intentions, and going through each day without any real direction, or going through each day without any passions, showing up, or thank you for the gifts, or really living in your truth, or feeling connected to something, or feeling pushed by something, right? And I feel like a lot of y'all are tired of living that type of lifestyle. Sick and tired of just coasting through life and not really taking leaps of faith, not really being daring and challenging yourself and getting out of your comfort zone, right? And this is the year to wake it the fuck up. This is the year to go ahead and take it to that next level. This is the year to push towards your passions and get aligned with your goals and your dreams, and figure out who you want to be and how you want to show up and what you want to do with your life. This is the time to do so. Don't allow this year to pass you by and you end this year with the same energy that you started with. There's way too many ways and options for you to align this year. There's way too many possibilities when it comes to how things can go for you, right? There's way too many doors that can be opened. There's way too many experiences that you can have. There's way too much going on for you to accept life the way that you've been accepting it so far. The energy is for this year is for those who are ready to finally live. And a lot of times people think that they're living just because you have breath in your body. Everybody that's breathing is not living. It's just not, right? Living is an action word. It requires action. It's not a adjective. It's not a descriptive word. It's an action word, right? So a lot of you guys have been missing the action part of life. You're just here. You're just doing what people have told you that you needed to do. You need to go to work. You need to be in a relationship. You're supposed to have kids. You're supposed to get married. You're supposed to do this. Excuse me. And it doesn't matter what your life looks like. You could have accomplished a whole lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? You could be a CEO. You could be married, be somebody's wife or husband. You can have children. You could be an auntie, an uncle. It doesn't matter. You could be teaching kids. You could be doing whatever. That doesn't mean that you're living, right? It still doesn't mean that you're necessarily living. So for a lot of you guys, this is the year to take those leaps of faith. This is the year to really go after your passions. And give yourself a guideline to say, you know what? I'm just going to take it there this year. I'm just going to just jump out there and do whatever I feel led to do. And if nothing happens, nothing happens. If I look up and I'm in the same place that I started, then fuck it. But if you do look up and you're in a different space in life, then it was worth it. You know what I'm saying? It was worth it. It was worth it for you to take that leap of faith. It was worth it for you to get out of your comfort zone. It was worth it for you to try something new, something different. It was worth it for you to, raise your vibration and operate out of a different frequency. It was worth it. And all you have to do is go for it. I'm not going to say try, because what is trying? If you're doing more than what you was doing, that's not a try. That's you doing it. That's execution. Whether you accomplish it exactly how you had it in your head or not. Whether by the time this year's over, it looks exactly like how you thought it was or not. It doesn't matter. Any step forward is movement. I don't care if it's a half a step, a full step, 2 steps, 10 steps. It don't matter. Any step forward is movement. And you don't have to try to do anything. You just do it. You just do it. Trying doesn't speak to success. And I think a lot of you guys say you're going to try because you think that trying means I'm going to attempt success. Trying has nothing to do with the success of what you're doing. It just means taking a step forward. Just take the step forward. Just do it. Just jump out there and do it. If you get success from it, cool. If you don't, cool. You still got something from it. You learned something. That sounds like success to me. There is no way for you to lose at this if you get out your comfort zone. There is no way for you to lose at this if you do something that you don't normally do. If you put yourself in an environment that you're not normally in, there is no way to lose. Even if you don't, achieve exactly what you thought you should, you're still doing something different. You've still gotten yourself out of your comfort zone. You still made steps forward. You're still no longer where you once was. So this is the year to take it all the way. What is the point of surviving a whole bunch of bullshit just to continue to skate under the radar and to not really push yourself and to not really take advantage of certain things and to not really go for it? What's the point? What's the point of making it out of car accidents and health issues and horrible households and negative ass relationships and traumatic ass experiences just for you to still be in the same space? What the fuck is the point? What's the point of making it out of being attacked and being manipulated and being taken advantage of and being played with? Thank you for the gifts. And being lied on and lied to and talked about and made to look crazy and made to look negative. And what is the point of all of that? Just for you to not live your life. Just for you to not take yourself to another level. Just for you to not at least attempt something different. That's just pointless. Why are we surviving to not live? Why are we making it through situations and strongholds and traumas just to sit there motionless? It makes no sense. It's no point. How can I open my throat chakra? You need to first figure out if your chakra is overactive or underactive. Overactive means you're utilizing your throat chakra too much, and that can show up in a lot of different ways. That can be talking too much. That can be explaining yourself too much. That can be telling people too much. Whatever. Underactive means you're not speaking up for yourself. You're not saying what you feel. If that's the case, then the only way you align it is by doing the opposite of what you're doing now. So if you're not speaking up enough, then you need to start speaking up. With a lot of this stuff, again, it goes back to what we're talking about. You just have to do it. A lot of y'all are looking for, not saying you directly, but a lot of y'all are looking for a magic way out, a magic way for certain things to happen, and a magic potion, a magic spell, some magic words, a magic affirmation or something that is just going to, do what you needed to do. No, with this journey, it's action-based. You just got to do it. How do I trust my intuition? By trusting my intuition. Over and over and over again until one day I look up and be like, damn, this shit accurate as hell. Let me keep doing it. How do I open my throat chakra? By speaking up for myself. As scary as it is, as hard as it is, as intimidating as it might be, I just got to do it. I just got to do it. You're never going to know when the right time to say something is until you don't start saying shit. You don't know until you learn, and you only learn through experience. You know what I'm saying? There's no way, you're going to get any place in life if you're not taking advantage and you're not just going for it. You got to go for it. That's why I say this journey is hard. Because you're responsible for everything. You know what I'm saying? You're responsible for everything. You're responsible for how everything goes. You are in full control. You have full mobility. You have, full advantage over your mind, body, and soul, over your life, over your future. Everything is in your hands. So this is not a journey where you can, be like, oh, well, it's because of this person, and it's because of that, and it's because of... No, it's because of you. I walk by fear and fight. I'm tired of walking by faith. That don't make sense, babe. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. You tired of believing? You're tired of trusting? You're tired of... That don't make sense, babe. Choosing to walk in fear does not make sense. Choosing to belittle your future before you've even gotten there doesn't make sense. Choosing to assume negativity before positivity doesn't make sense. And sometimes y'all need to say some of this shit out loud so it cannot make sense out loud. And you can hear it not making sense. So I be telling y'all, talk to yourselves. Because when you start saying certain shit that you feel out loud, you going to be like, what the fuck? That don't really sound right. And it don't. It don't. It don't. Again, you dictate everything in your life. You control everything when it comes to life. There's nobody out here, there's nobody in this world that can necessarily make or force anything to happen to you. When it comes to your life, when it comes to your future. Period. You are in full control. If you want to move forward, you move forward. If you want to stay where you are, you stay where you are. If you want to change, you change. If you don't want to change, you don't change. If you want to grow, you grow. If you don't want to grow, you don't grow. It's as simple as that. You know what I'm saying? If you want more for yourself, you go get more for yourself. If you don't, you don't. As simple as that. And we have to start being more accountable and more responsible over this life that we have. If you have goals, if you have dreams, if you have things that you want to accomplish, then accomplish it. Who's stopping you? Y'all acting like there's literally somebody standing in your way. Like, no, you can't go there. You know what I'm saying? You can't go there. You can't go in that door. No, you can't do that. No, you can't go to school. No, you can't make this happen. Nobody's telling y'all no. Be for real. And a lot of y'all don't know what people could be possibly saying to you because of the fact that you ain't made no move to even see what the answer might be. So it's just a whole bunch of assumptions. It's a whole bunch of I think and maybe and possiblies. And I'm sure it's going to be like this. I'm sure it's going to be like that. I'm sure it's going to look like this, look like that. You don't know. You don't know shit. Be honest with yourself. Stop lying to yourself. You know what I'm saying? You just assuming shit. You just making shit up. You just coming up with stuff. And a lot of times you coming up with the shit that you're coming up with because it allows you to stay in your comfort zone. It allows you to continue to do the shit that you've been doing. You know? It takes no effort for you to sit still. There's nothing that goes into sitting still. It takes no effort for you to, be a bum. Being a bum requires no effort. I just don't do shit. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing special about that. I just don't move. I just won't get up. I'll just sit here. That's easy. Challenge yourself. Get up. Move around. Go do some shit. Shock yourself. I remember being a kid, and I used to be one of them kids that didn't want to do nothing new. I didn't want to do no new shit for real. I like to do what I was comfortable with, what made me feel good. That was it. And my dad, he would always try to put me in like little after school programs and, you know, sports or modeling or whatever. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. 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 And a lot of it wasn't for no specific reason. It wasn't because I had a bad experience with some of the shit I've never done before in my life. But I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Because in my head, I'm like, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if this happens? What if that happens? Until one day, he forcefully put me in tennis. I went to tennis camp one year, and I was so mad when he told me, like, you're going to tennis camp. I'm like, what the fuck? First of all, it's the motherfucking summer break. I don't want to do shit. I want to wake up and eat whatever I'm going to eat, some cereal, whatever, and sit in front of a TV and go to bed. Take a nap when I feel like it. I don't want to be doing shit. Like, what do you mean you put me in the tennis camp? I was hot about that. First day I went, I had a whole attitude. Had to wake up early. I do not like waking up early. Never been my thing. Never been my cup of tea. Number one, because I'm going to bed late as shit anyway. I get there my first day, I got an attitude. The nastiest attitude. I barely wanted to speak. It was the summertime, but, you know, in the summertime, sometimes it be a little cool in the morning or in the rising. So I had to be there by like 6:45. No, I had to be there by 7, if I'm not mistaken. So we leaving at the house early as shit. I'm pissed. Didn't have to be there the whole day. I didn't know this. I didn't know none of this, right? I'm thinking I gotta be outside hitting these damn balls all fucking day. I got an attitude. I get out there, and the little lady is like, okay, you know, everybody's standing around, and I'm gonna teach y'all the basics and blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there like, this is some bullshit. I don't want to fucking be here. This shit is stupid. I ain't never did this before. Why the fuck would you put me in some fucking tennis? I'm a nigga. Niggas don't play tennis like that. What the fuck? All this shit I'm making up in my head. We finally start. They teach us the basics. Not me having fun a little bit. I'm like, okay. Then it went from the little basics to go ahead and, you know, start having like little mini matches against each other. What? I'm a Gemini. I gotta be good at everything. Even if it's some shit I don't want to do, I gotta be good at it. Because that's what we do. We master things in 2.5 seconds. So I gotta be better than everybody out here. That's just, it's mandatory. Whether I want to do this shit or not, I don't give a fuck about this shit, honestly. But I gotta eat everybody the fuck up. Because it just gotta happen. I gotta be able to go home and be like, yeah, Dad, I'm the best motherfucking tennis player out that bitch. And I was. And now I'm looking forward to going. Now I'm enjoying my motherfucking self. Now, and I ain't have to be there all day, so I would be there from like 7 to like 12:30, 1 o'clock p.m. And then I would go to my grandmother's house. I would be mad that I had to leave because I was whooping their ass out there. I was going crazy. I didn't even want to go. I don't want to leave no more. So, from that age, and this was probably, I had to be in like 7th or 8th grade. From then on out, I had to stop telling myself that I didn't want to do certain things, that I didn't want to take certain leaps of faith, that I didn't want to step out of my comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? I had to get that out of my head because I was being introduced to things that I didn't think that I would like, but I absolutely loved it. And to this day, I love tennis. I don't love it enough where I'm going to be watching it on TV and all that. Like, I ain't into it all like that. But if you give me a motherfucking a tennis ball and a tennis racket, yeah. Yeah, let's go. Let's go ahead and get into it. Very much so. Immediately, I turned into Serena Williams. Be for real. Love it down. Don't let me see a motherfucking tennis court somewhere and I got all the shit that I need. So we gonna stop for a second so I can whoop some ass. But it started with me being pushed out of my comfort zone. I had to be pushed first so I could see it's not really that bad. Was I uncomfortable for a moment? Yeah, it was temporary. And that's the thing. That discomfort be temporary as shit. But we be thinking about like, oh, I'm going to be uncomfortable. And the mere fact of me being uncomfortable, I don't even want to do it. That discomfort lasts for 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying? It's not that deep. It's not going to last forever. You're not going to be uncomfortable for 8 months and 3 years. No. It's usually the first couple days, first couple weeks, or whatever it is that you're doing. And eventually you get comfortable in it. And I don't even want to say comfortable because it still can be challenging. But you feel more secure. You know what I'm saying? You're not crying about it no more. You're enjoying the process. Even if it's challenges, you're enjoying the challenges. That shit is fun now because you're challenging yourself. And then when you make certain choices and it don't go the way that you wanted it to go, now you're like, okay, bet the next time I'm going to do this and the next time I'm going to do that. Now you're excited about going for it another time. But it starts with you getting out of your comfort zone that one time. It only takes one time for you to think differently, for you to do something different, for you to be different, for you to show up different. It only takes one time. And after you take that one time to do whatever it is that you need to do, that shit is a piece of cake. Again, there still will be challenges on the road, but you'll start to enjoy the process a lot more. Thank you for the gifts, babe. All right. Any questions, comments, or concerns before I hop off of here? I'll be extending the special on my website until the end of February. So if you purchase any healing service, that's readings, consultations, mentorships, astrology services, any of those things, and you spend $50, then you can get an additional service for 20% off. The promo code is PocaHonest, just like in my name. Put your promo code in at checkout and it'll calculate the discount for you. Again, that'll last until the 28th of February. And yeah, tomorrow I do have an announcement about a service that I'll be introducing for March. So stay tuned for that. That'll be tomorrow. So just believe everything truly is happening for your benefit. Not believe, know. You gotta know. There's no doubt in my mind that everything is happening for my good. There's no doubt. Even when it looks crazy. Even when it looks like this shit is fucked up and it's no turning back or no coming back or it's not going to fix itself and it just look like this shit is over, and you have to know everything is happening for my highest good. I'll be live again tomorrow. It'll be between 3:30 and 4:30 p.m. Excuse me. Tomorrow we'll be doing our lesson on crystals and meditation. We were supposed to do it Wednesday, but we didn't. So tomorrow we'll be doing a quick lesson on crystals and meditation, what you need to know about both, how to execute both, so on and so forth. How can I have an out-of-body experience through meditation? So tune in tomorrow and we'll cover that That's Eastern Standard Time. So, yeah. Okay. All right, light and love. This will be posted on YouTube tomorrow rising for those who want to watch it from the beginning or for those who missed certain parts. Feel free to follow. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube. That link is in my bio. Thank you for all of the gifts. Thank you for all of the likes, the shares, the comments, the energy. Again, I'll be back on here tomorrow for us to do our lesson during the day. Well, the afternoon. And yeah, we'll go from there. All right. Love and light. Peace.